This is such a special place. You drive through the streets of Green Bay, no tall buildings, quaint houses, and then boom, right there in the middle of the neighborhood is iconic Lambeau Field. Today it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here, as it'll be the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Green Bay Packers. In the air, and the NFL season is in full swing, and we're underway here in week 4. And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Fight, six, let's go now. Strike, yellow, 43.
First carry for Josh Jacobs. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that field like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Throwing. Love. He has it complete to Christian Watson. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer first down.
1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Here's Jacobs from the gun. And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40. 11 yards there, just like last play.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Red, blue, striker. 50, green. Fury, yellow. Ready.
Here's Love. That's taken in by Golden. So he'll be stopped here for no gain. And it'll be 2nd down. The Packers are 1-2 through the first 3 weeks of the season. And they got off to the good start, but then 2 straight losses since.
And now you start to wonder about what this does for a team's morale, how it affects their psyche, because let's face it, you work all summer pointing toward that opening game, you get the win, but then you don't carry it on from there. How will they bounce back from these losses and try and get right?
Ready.
To throw now. Here's Love. Quick slant to Watson. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 25-yard line. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
1st and 10 at the 25-yard
line. Ready, 6, mega, black, 95, hut.
Love from the gun. Complete once again to Watson. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. But yet another completion here on this opening drive, and he's now perfect 4 of 4 to start. Pretty solid execution here.
And how about how everyone's handled their nerves? Because you know what it's like to start a ball game. You're so amped up and ready to go, and sometimes the execution isn't there. They've been flawless so far. Well drilled.
The football comes out. Jacobs lost it. One of the linebackers has got it.
You remember in preseason when we were going to the different training camps and visiting teams? We always would see the running backs working out and going through those gauntlet drills. And, you know, guys either slapping at the ball or the machines. You got to learn to take care of it.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
Ready?
They're going to run this with a tight end. And he'll take this one in for a Packer touchdown. Luke Musgrave, his first touchdown on the year. And the Packers Packers get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point from McManus is good. And that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together. On play action, McCarthy. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down.
You know what I like about that play? He didn't try to do too much on first down. He took what the defense gave him, put together a solid game to bring up second and manageable. Now they have a couple of plays to pick up just a few yards and a new set of downs.
Now McCarthy. Over the middle, that's hauled in by Cobb. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
Micah Parsons, the linebacker, in on the tackle. You look at this Packers defense. They enter this one down to the 26th position in the NFL against the run.
And this group talks all the time about wanting to be better, getting stronger against the run. And to me, it all starts up front. You've got to win the line of scrimmage in order to play against the run very well.
And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. It'll be a loss of only a couple on the sack, but now it'll bring up third down. And let's see, the Packers defensively 6 DBs, so a dime look on third.
Could play coverage or bring pressure.
Going underneath, he's got Hawkinson. And they'll get this across the midfield stripe, but still winding up short of the first down. They'll go for a gain of 7. And that's going to bring up a fourth down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
On fourth down, Matt Araiza sent on to punt. Jaden Reed is deep for Green Bay. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. A nice job getting free on the return for 13 yards. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Early on, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Love looking to throw it. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
Well, that's a defense coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2.
Set punt. Yellow, blue striker.
Working out of the gun. Love. And this pass broken up. And the contact well-timed there. And now 4th down.
Results in a 4th down.
On now is the Packers punter, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. Vikings now to start their next drive.
And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you've got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
Working out of the gun is McCarthy. To Jefferson on the slant. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Vikings with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. 3rd down from the gun, McCarthy. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Vikings first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And that is going to be incomplete as he let him a bit too much.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Here's 2nd and 10. A give up the middle to Dobbins. Oh, he faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room. Touchdown, Vikings. J.K. Dobbins, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Now the extra point. And now it's blocked. Well, the Packers have it, but he will not be able to bring this one back, and the extra point attempt unsuccessful.
I know it's easy to kind of shrug off a blocked extra point, but this game is shaping up to be a tight one. The second half, this could prove crucial.
Yeah, we might look back on this one. We'll have to wait and see. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
At their own 29-yard line.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line.
Come on, set.
And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3 and out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Yeah, he's got to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
Here we go. Here we go. Black 33. Yellow. Blaster 6. Needle blue.
Now Love. He'll go over the middle to Reed, complete. And he takes
gets a shot at the end of that play. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a second and short.
Got it. At the 17-yard line.
Here we go. 45. White. Field. Black.
Out of the shotgun, it's Love. Over the middle, he's got Golden. And the Packers are going to be set up with a first and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taking them no time at all to get down here. And now they're set up with a first and goal.
Here's Jacobs. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Josh Jacobs with career touchdown number 75 as his guys are able to extend their lead. McManus's point after is good. And the lead is up to 8.
14. Vikings 6.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
From the 44-yard line, here's second down at a yard. They'll go again with Dobbins.
And he'll get it out to midfield. They'll spot it right at midfield at the 50.
72 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
On first and 10, it's Dobbins.
And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
From the 43, it's second and 3. To the air with McCarthy.
And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down.
Making that play on the pass rush, that's Devontae Wyatt.
Well, you don't usually get a sack from a nose tackle spot, but we got one there.
No, we don't, and a lot of the times in passing situations, they end up off the field anyway. So how happy was he to work his way back to the quarterback and put him on the ground? He's going to end up with a nickname after something like that, some Big Jelly or something like that.
We're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. Now he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
A really nice gain of 25 yards.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
They'll run up the gut with Dobbins.
A little second effort there on the strong run. And then drop just inside of the 20. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Jefferson going to go in motion right. Here's a tap forward by McCarthy on a touch pass. And he's just going to run right into that big old defensive end, and that play going nowhere.
A loss of 2 yards.
This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they've run like running backs with the ball in their hands. Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left.
Right back to Dobbins on 1st.
And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance, they're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. The Vikings set to receive the 2nd half kickoff, and they trail it here as we resume play. And that one not returnable. It's over the back line to the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 30-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them because is it going to win the game? No, but you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline.
Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence. The big plays are out there.
Throwing is McCarthy. A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Now a 2nd and 10. Here's McCarthy.
That'll be caught by Cup. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. Looking to throw McCarthy. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they're able to convert on 3rd and short yardage with a gain of 4.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the 1st down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
And they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up.
Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
They'll look to throw again.
That one complete to Naylor.
That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. And they'll send the tight end in motion here.
To the air again, McCarthy. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2.
They'll indeed go. Here's McCarthy.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And it'll be a turnover on downs.
Okay, ready?
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
Let's go. Blue, 32. Drill, 52. Red, cycle. Smash, red. You, yellow. Hut.
Throwing. Love.
They swing that out wide to Jacobs.
And that's the type of play that gives you a chance to win. Nothing forced downfield where you don't have a guy open. Swing it out to the back, on maybe even check it down, whatever you want to call it. Gain of 5. You're just trying to get 4 on 1st down. They're ahead of the chains now.
Come on, mega, mega. Black 40.
They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. Pushing his way through. He may go. Touchdown, Packers. Josh Jacobs, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Packers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point from McManus is good. And the lead is up to 15 now. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
They've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on 4th down, didn't convert, probably left a bitter taste in their mouths.
I would say so, and I think that they go out in this series determined for that not to happen again. In fact, they don't want to get to a 4th down opportunity. They just want to make sure they get it done within the parameters that they've set for themselves. Run their offense, get it into the end zone. Yeah, I think a little bit of determination and a dash of anger.
Green Bay, Wisconsin is the spot. 3rd quarter inside Lambeau. Glad you're with us. 2nd and 10. Now a handoff for Dobbins. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
That is caught. And he will have the Vikings 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his 1st catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Now he's going to step up and run. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
One thing you always worry about when he breaks the pocket is he going to take off with it? That time, the pressure was starting to close in, and he's just got to throw this one away.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Completes this to Addison out left. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
That's tough to play zone defense where they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely will. We talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do, because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards him.
And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. That time the conversion comes courtesy of the RPO.
And know what it did? It moved the sticks. Nice pickup on 3rd down. Even better decision.
Throwing again, McCarthy. Over the middle and complete to Addison. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the Packers' 27-yard line.
Ball on the 27. Here's 2nd and 3. Now McCarthy. Pass complete to Naylor right side. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line.
17 yards.
2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 10-yard line.
In motion right is Addison. Sticking with the pass, here's McCarthy. And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd.
The Vikings will line up for the 2-point conversion.
Now they send a man in motion right. McCarthy going to look to throw for it. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Quay Walker.
It's interesting that when it comes to 2-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
Yeah, they weren't fooled. They were ready for the pass, picked it off. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line of the end zone. So this ball will come out to the 30 now. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they have had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game, even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
50, green.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Ball on the 36 now. Here's a 2nd and 9.
Red, cycle. Ready?
To throw now. Here's Love. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle 3rd. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down.
Incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
Claws red. Black. 95. Ready.
Love from the gun. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, still a long way to go, but trending upward. They scored the last time out, you remember. Then their defense forced the punt. Now they try to inch closer, but still ultimately down 2 scores in the final quarter. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. 2nd and 2. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've hit on 6 of their 8 tries. Very good. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a first down. Instead, it's 4th.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Going for it. Here's McCarthy. Going up top for Cup. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And the Packers are going to get the football back in excellent field position.
Hey, close deep. Let's go now.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he gets stopped up at the 41 after a gain of maybe a yard.
And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run, but you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that first down carry.
From the 31, here's a 2nd down and 9.
Check view. Hut.
Once again, it's Jacobs. Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6.
And this is the worry because sometimes you get a little too predictable in spots like this. You know you're going to run the ball, but they know you're going to run the ball as well. And now you look up and you're staring at an important 3rd down.
Yellow. Hut.
Here's Love. Pass caught. That's Gordon. So no gain on the play. And it'll be 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
So the starting field position was terrific following the surprising turnover on downs, but the end result, only 3 points.
Simply stated, I think you have to look at that as a missed opportunity.
And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And last last time. Went for it on fourth, didn't get it. Let's see if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game, and sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out.
From the 42-yard line, here's second down and 3.
Short throw caught by the tight end, Oliver. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
They'll look to throw here on first down.
On the RPO, he'll keep it himself.
He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be second down.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest game we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
And shedding through the tackle. Give him 4 yards as he does it himself, and it's a first down.
Now, that was a designed run. Now, remember, if a quarterback goes feet first, he's protected. But if he dives head first, he's not. On that play, he figured the risk was worth the reward.
All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's first and 10. To the air with McCarthy. A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, out and back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. This is caught by Addison. And he'll be touched down to the end, but a big play on that one.
First down. First and goal, Minnesota.
So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got it first and goal as they look to punch in a late score. Stride complete. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota.
Cooper.
Touchdown grab.
And the Vikings have made it a 1.
All right, now a big 2-point conversion attempt still to come.
The Vikings will line up for the 2-point conversion.
And he's got it for the 2-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further.
20.
So just under 2 minutes to play, and this would figure to pretty much be your ball game right here. And this one's going to be covered up by the Packers hands team. A tough one there. They certainly wanted that one. They needed it, but they didn't absolutely have to get it. They still do have 3 timeouts.
You're exactly right. They had to attempt it. But even though they didn't get it, as you noted, with 3 timeouts, if they can get these stops on defense, all hope is not lost.
Here we go. 10 black.
Love. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
Second and 10.
Ultra. Go ultra. Down. Cut.
Jacobs going to try the middle. Broke through some contact, but unable to reach the 40.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
3rd and 8.
The line to gain is the 33 on third down.
Ready, ready. Yellow, 22. Hey, red. Yep, go pink. Shot, 17. Watch out now, 50, smash, red. Set,
now Love. Quick slant to Watson. And he's stopped up short of the first as they tackle him down at about the 36. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This will get the lead up to 7. The kick by McManus is good. And that'll make this a 7-point game. Now from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
Here's 1st and 10.
He'll look to throw.
Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
Micah Parsons showing off that elite athleticism as he gets the sack. They'll come up now on 2nd down.
They'll look to throw. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
The Lambeau faithful making as much noise as they can. It's 3rd down.
He's back to throw. He's going to let it fly. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10.
Huge play there. Now, do you use that timeout or try to hustle it up?
And the Vikings, 1st down. 1st and goal.
And a timeout coming in. This will be their final one with 10 seconds remaining.
Now 1st and goal.
Back to throw. And this ball is caught. It's a touchdown. And now in the final seconds, they're a PAT away from likely getting this thing to overtime.
Yes, sir, that touchdown puts them in striking distance. And let me tell you something, forget being conservative here. Go for it. Go for 2.
Well, going for it on the road. Want to win it right now.
Well, win it right now. Have the momentum. Go ahead and get it done.
And now they're going to go for 2 and a possible win as this crowd rises to make things difficult. They'll try and throw for it. And he's got it here for the 2 points, but there is a marker down, so we'll have to see what that's about. So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
So now this will be, in all likelihood, to force overtime. And he has got it. So barring something crazy on the kickoff, we're looking at an extra period to decide this one.
So overtime on the horizon, barring a wild finish here as the kick's away. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line. So this is going to come out to the 35.
Okay,
This is 1st and 10.
Hey, go steal.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. So 4 quarters wasn't enough, and we are off to overtime. Don't change that dial.
And here in overtime, a quick reminder, the game no longer ends following an offensive touchdown on the opening drive. Both sides will have the chance to possess the ball unless there's a defensive touchdown. In that case, the game will end right there.
Brendan McManus to kick off for Green Bay.
So the Vikings going to get the first chance to possess the football as we are back underway here in overtime. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have fought hard to reach this point. They've got the ball first. Remember, though, even if they score, it would quiet this crowd, but it doesn't end the game. But a chance to put a solid drive together here and at least get 3 and hopefully for them a touchdown.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Short gain there to start overtime.
Almost a tester play, wasn't it? Wanted to see if the guys on defense were going to fit the gaps the correct way, because we're in overtime. So it's not just physical tiredness out there, right? Mentally, are you still doing what you're supposed to do? And they were up to the task on that play.
And certainly fatigue on both sides of the football. Now a first throw here in overtime.
It's caught downfield by Mechie.
And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. 33 yards that time.
Well, as my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver, make sure it's someone on the short side of things, not deep downfield, that can hurt your defense.
They run the option here on 1st and 10.
They'll get it to the 23-yard line. He'll get 8 on the keeper there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
Oh, man, that wasn't far from breaking in a big way into the secondary. Read option, quarterback kept it. And while he didn't get a first down, he did get a nice chunk of yardage. Only a nice tackle prevented it from maybe going all the way.
A quick throw caught by Cup out wide. And this is a touchdown. Now, it's not over yet, but they draw first blood here in this overtime.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that in the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
Come on, set, cut.
On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive.
There he goes again. Inside the 10. Touchdown, Packers. That a 65-yard touchdown run.
So what was already a game to remember becomes even more so as that touchdown run, a lengthy one, takes him over 200 yards now for the game.
And I love the fact that to get over 200, it took a pretty good sprint, didn't it? I mean, a lot of times you get 1 or 2 yards and, oh, he's over 200 yards. But that really put an exclamation point on the game he's having. Fantastic. A lot of fun to watch.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he is in for the score. And it is absolute stunned silence here as they win it on the road in overtime.
Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout. But instead, they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
And, Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one because when you have that much scoring and it still comes down to a one-possession game at the end, that's not something we see very often. In this case, these offenses, they brought it. The defenses, they're going to need some work going forward.
So for Minnesota, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they'll have another road date next week with the Detroit Lions. Meanwhile, for Green Bay, they'll drop down to 1-3. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at Soldier Field with the Chicago Bears.